Back out here live at the Carter Center, where former President Carter is lying in repose. Over the last few days, we've heard from people who knew him personally, who worked closely with former President Carter, including Ambassador Andrew Young. Take a listen.
It took me a long time to get over my own prejudices, but it was something that he had been working on all of his life. And it was something that he had decided that God made of one blood all the nations of the earth, and that his black friends were as important as his white friends.
Now, we also spoke with Margaret McKenna, who served as Undersecretary of Education and also Deputy White House Counsel for the Carter administration. She shared how Mr. Carter had a moment and was ahead of his time as far as gender inequality.
I was a university president for over 20 years, and many of my students have reached out and said, while they weren't alive, at all during this period of time, having read about him, that how lucky I was to have worked for him and how much they admire the kind of person he was and the kinds of things he accomplished, particularly for women and people of color. I started my life as a civil rights lawyer, so I was very drawn to President Carter's commitment to racial and gender equity.
Now, joining me now here at the Carter Center, 11 Alive's Liza Lucas. Liza, you've been out here all week. You actually had an opportunity to speak with former President Carter's campaign manager, who said he had a moment with him overnight.
That's right. It was a chance conversation because, as you mentioned, throughout the week, we've been going up and talking to those who've been leaving flowers. And there's been a steady stream of people throughout the course of the morning coming out of the Carter Center, which is a beautiful thing to see on a Sunday morning, noting the Carter's deep faith. As you mentioned, I spoke with Mike Hightower, who campaigned and ran the campaign in Florida, left his job, went up to D.C., did the general election. He has a long history with the Carters. And I asked, what motivated you to come overnight? And as you mentioned, he just wanted his time of reflection. He says it's so nice to just kind of wander around here in the dark and have that solitude. Let's let him share it in his own words.
As we walked through, there was a sense of people said, thank you for coming. It was great. Thank you for being here with me. It was a special time. It's going to be one of those memories that I'll always remember. But it was worth the drive. And as I said, he changed my life and he changed the world. And if any of us can be a fraction of that kind of contribution to mankind, we will be very blessed.
So many people, Ariana, have been talking about the inspiration, the legacy, and how they hope that what we are talking about throughout the course of the week and reminding people of when we talk about decades of service, 100 years, they hope that younger generations will be inspired. And this morning at the memorial, there's now a ball cap with a Braves ball cap. We know Mr. Carter was a huge fan of the Braves. There's a personal letter to the Carters. The flowers are continuing to grow. The public has a lot of opportunity to still come out here through Tuesday to pay their respects.
All right, sending it back to you, Angelina.